Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a really powerful lecture by Professor Laércio Fonseca, and it's one that challenges something we all take for granted: time itself. Seriously, get ready, because this might just change how you see, well, everything.
All right, let's just dive right in with a question that gets to the absolute heart of this. Just for a second, think about it. Where is your mind right now? Are you replaying a conversation from yesterday? Are you maybe planning or even worrying about something tomorrow? It's a classic human thing, right? Our minds are almost never right here in the present. And as we're about to see, that's often the real source of our anxiety and that feeling that we're missing something.
And, Professor Fonseca says this isn't really our fault. Our society has basically trained us to be this way. We've learned to live with this restless mind, one that's always jumping back to the past or rocketing into the future, but almost never just being right where we are.
And this is what that looks like. We're either living in reaction to things that have already happened, or we're anxiously trying to get to some future situation that we think will make us happy. And the result? We almost never actually experience the here and now. We're not really living it. It's like we're on this hamster wheel, constantly chasing a feeling of peace that always seems to be just one step ahead. So, that brings up a huge question. Where did we even get this idea of time in the first place?
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. Our entire idea of time, seconds, minutes, hours, years, it's not some fundamental law of the universe, like gravity. It's a concept, a really clever one for sure, but it's an idea that we as humans invented based on what we saw happening around us. So here's the key thing to get. Our concept of time is tied completely to movement. The ancients started thinking about time not because they felt some invisible river flowing by, but because they saw patterns, they saw cycles, they saw repetitive movements up in the sky. And you can see exactly how we built it. The first most obvious thing was the cycle of day and night, the sun going up and down. Then we started measuring the phases of the moon, which gave us weeks and months. And finally, by watching the stars and constellations, we could predict the seasons, giving us the year. It's all based on the movement of the things around us on our little corner of the universe. Okay, so if our whole idea of time is locked into the movement of the Earth, the sun, and the moon, what happens if you take all those references away? Let's do a quick thought experiment.
Here on Earth, we are surrounded by these constant, steady clocks. The sun rises and sets, the moon changes its shape, the planet spins. These things create a powerful, convincing illusion that time is always ticking by, always passing.
But now, imagine you're in a spaceship, and you're not just orbiting Earth. You're out in the deep, dark, quiet emptiness between the galaxies.
Out there, what time is it? With no sun to mark a day, no moon to mark a month, no planet spinning beneath you, the whole idea of an hour, a day, a year, it just evaporates. The passing of time stops because there's absolutely nothing to measure it against.
Now, this isn't just a cool sci-fi idea. This thought experiment points to a really stunning conclusion, one that pretty much turns our whole version of reality upside down. And this quote just nails it. The big takeaway is that time isn't a thing. It isn't a force flowing through the universe. It's a concept. For a physicist, it's just a coordinate, like length or width, that helps describe how things move. It's a tool we invented to make sense of motion, not a real feature of the universe itself.
So, if the past is just a memory and the future is just a projection, and they're both tied to this idea of time that doesn't really exist, then what is actually real? Well, according to this philosophy, there is only one reality. The entire universe only ever exists in one state, this present moment, the now. Everything else, all our regrets about the past, all our worries about the future, that's all just happening in our minds.
And this is what's so freeing. This points directly to the path to happiness. It's not about getting something in the future or waiting for some event to happen. Happiness isn't something you go out and find. It's something you access by just fully being in the only moment that's actually real. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be.
Now let's see how this idea just completely dismantles our modern obsession with success, with competition, with winning.
When you're living in that illusion of time, life feels like a race, doesn't it? You're racing the clock, you're racing against other people to get a better future. That's a game the ego loves to play. It's always telling you that you have to compete, you have to win. But when you shift your whole focus to the now, that desperate need to win, it just fades away. There's no race to win because you're already here.
You've already arrived.
Professor Fonseca puts it so bluntly, it's brilliant. He even said that in all his years teaching Kung Fu, he never let his students enter competitions. And you have to ask, why? Because he believed that the second you have that burning desire to win, to prove you're better than someone else, you've already lost. You've been defeated by your own ego.
And that kind of leaves us with this final, really provocative thought. Our whole culture is obsessed with winning, right? With achieving that next goal in the future. But what if real victory, what if real success isn't about climbing some ladder to a future prize? What if it's just having the guts to step off the ladder completely and find your peace right here, in the only moment that ever was and ever will be?